Hey everybody, it's Jane from Jayne Stitches. Today is part 3 of our Gather and Stitch a sewing tray, needlework tray. And I'm going to show you how to make this adorable little vision board, quilt block design board. I first got this idea, I think I found it on Lori Holt's blog, Be in My Bonnet, and she has these great little design boards, so that way when you're carrying something around like I often do, I carry this whole tray, everybody, I really honestly do. I just want to get this series done so I can keep all my stuff on here. But it's great to lay everything out so you don't lose it. Like I have these, some of these blocks are really complex, like this little house block. And it's all these little tiny pieces, and I can lay them all out and then, you know, arrange them how I want and then sit and stitch them without messing up, which I love. Look how everything sticks to that. So stick around, watch how to make your own little design board, and make sure you check out the other 2 tutorials. And then the next one you'll see right here is going to be to, how to make our 2-tier pincushion. To add to this whole little suite of stitching organizers. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions. To make the little design board, I'm making actually a 7-inch square. Let's see. Let me double check. Yeah, 7-inch square, because I am working on a project now and I like this size block. So it fits on perfectly, my swirling star. And this is 6.5 untrimmed. So you need 2 pieces, whatever size you decide. 2 pieces of, I'm using flannel, 100% cotton flannel, because everything sticks to it, right? A couple of pieces the same size of fusible web. And then I'm using that stiff cotton fusible batting that I used on the little thread fabric thread bowl, and I'm using that bag form that, of course, I'll put links to all of this. If you have foam core, that would be fine. And if I was using foam core instead of this, I would have a piece of foam core. And then I would put some batting on either side of it, and then the flannel. But I'm using this. So what I'm going to do is fuse the cotton batting to this foam bag form. They really don't have a good name for it. And then I'm going to take a piece of fusible web and fuse on a piece of flannel on one side, turn it over, and then fuse it on the other side. So it's like a sandwich. So we have flannel, web, that foam form stuff, the fusible cotton batting, web, and flannel. All right, I'm going to do that, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I've got everything fused together, and you get a nice board. It's flexible, but stiff enough. Oh, I might have to go and iron this one corner again. But I'm going to show you how to put the binding on. Now, I did not have any 2-inch binding, and I wasn't going to cut more of this. And since it's one and a quarter, I believe. Yeah, I sewed 2 of these strips together to give myself a 2-inch binding. So there you go. So I am going to be hand sewing this on. I could go through my machine. Oh my God, I have to do all these corners. See, I did it too fast. But I'm just gonna, you know, just as we did with our mat, blind stitch this on. And I love these clips. I have to tell you, I resisted buying them. I just don't, I have so much stuff. And I like to use what I have, and that's why you'll see me using so much vintage stuff. But these clips have been amazing. So the seam, or for you guys that just do a 2-inch binding, right? It's folded like this. Okay. I just put it on. I cut the end straight, clipped it on, and then let me get closer. When you get to the corner, on each side, you're just going to do that little miter. And then, yep, this is fiddly, as they say, but like that. On both sides. Oh, where's the camera? There you are. Just get it just like you want it. And then sew all the way around. I'm so excited about this. This was by far the easiest one of these projects. But you're going to go all the way around. Ooh. I have just enough. Oh, man. I like to live on the edge. So when you get here, I really want you to be able to fold this. Hopefully I'll be able to do it. And then just sew it like that so you have a finished edge. We'll see if I can do it. I'll meet you there. Let me show you this stitch. So I've got my needle threaded up, and I'm just gonna to hide this. I go into the bias binding to hide the knot, and then all you do right where that thread comes up, go back down, and it's easy with this flexible materials that we're using. All right, I'm gonna go down to the corner and then show you how I do that miter. Okay, here I am at the end, and I'm just gonna take my bias binding, coax that on. This did not iron well. I think I forgot to pre-wash, so it's got sizing in it. That's all right. Okay, so you see we are left with this little corner now. So we have to kind of form that into our miter. And there we go. All right, hold it. I ended a little early, that's all right. I'm just gonna come back out. Actually, I ended a little late. All right, and you see what I did? It just gives us a really nice miter. And then I'm just going to continue down this side. I've seen people Use hot glue. I couldn't bear that. I gotta sew it. So look at how cute that is. So I'm gonna keep on going all the way around, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, when I do both sides, I will have enough to overlap. I'm gonna make it work somehow. If I have to, I always have extra that I can put a little patch over it. All right, I'll meet you back here in a few minutes. Here's our finished design board. Fits really well inside of our stitching tray with our little basket and our mat, and everything sticks nicely. The flannel is fantastic. And this design you see here that I'm now arranging on my design board is for the next tutorial on how to make our 2-tier pincushion. So be sure to watch the next part of our Gather and Stitch organizer. Thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you'll be informed when the next tutorial is ready to watch. Happy